members of the media had an opportunity to catch up with those stakeholders late this afternoon on the proposed amendments. Leah Cooper has that angle.
According to the Rights and Legal Services website, marital rape is not a crime in 32 countries of the world, putting the Bahamas in the minority as debate on the controversial issue heats up. Social Services Minister Obi Wilshcombe pleased with today's meeting with stakeholders on the issue that government officials have said is very emotive.
I think it's very good. I think that's what a democracy requires. Perspectives change, interpretations change, and the whys have to be answered. And what happens always is once you are able to put them all together, we're able to extract from and cause for the structure of the legislation that will be able to cause all to be happy.
While there's been no timeline placed on how long the consultative process will last, the Social Services Minister says he's hoping to make some headway before February or March of next year, and here's why.
We do have some commitments. The Attorney General has to speak at the United Nations next year, February, March. We don't want to be in a situation where we're continuing having to answer questions about our human rights whilst we're critical of other countries and their human rights. So let us be leaders as opposed to followers.
Wilshcombe adds that there will be another session on the matter, after which government officials will be able to give a definitive date. Now, some stakeholders believe that the term marital rape breaks down the concept of marriage, as some in the Christian community believe two spouses cannot rape one another. Well, to that, Bahamas Crisis Center Administrator Cleopatra Christie says some may need to reanalyze their concept of marriage.
And if we say we love each other and we make these commitments to each other, there's no place for marital rape. The question of marital rape does not even arise. There are healthy marriages and there are unhealthy marriages. And it is in those circumstances, in the unhealthy marriages, that the question of marital rape arises.
Now, as it stands, rape in the Sexual Offenses Act is defined as the act of any person not under 14 years old having sexual intercourse with another person who isn't his spouse. The proposed draft amendment bill defines it as the act of any person over 14 years old having sexual intercourse with another person without the consent of that other person, and where a person who perpetrates the act does not reasonably believe that the complainant consented. President of the Bahamas Baptist Convention, Lloyd Smith, also shares his concerns surrounding this.
If you roll over in the night and touch your wife, that should not be that should not be criminalized. And the same thing, what happens if she touch you?
I mean, if you want her to, then it's not a crime.
Right. But who's to say it's not a crime? We lock up in the bedroom together.
What if she says no?
She ain't got the right to say no. You swear for better or worse. You swear for better or worse. It's the oath you take before God. You know how to think of better, worse, richer for poor, or poor, and sickness and in health. You can't rape your wife.
Countries including South Africa, Ireland, Israel, and Ghana over the past 2 decades have all criminalized marital rape. Leah Cooper, Eyewitness News.